let us acknowledge in deepest gratitude how blessed we are, how empowered we are, how privileged we are to work consciously with the source energy, to be the conduit of the changes, transformation, evolution, resolution, and this tremendous shift and growth for humanity. Let us feel within ourselves the energies rising, expanding as we make ourselves available to be the embodiment for the divine Mother God, Creatrix. Let us expand even further with every breath, allowing our heart energy to expand, brighter, shinier, joyful, magical in all directions. And as we breathe out, let's allow our aura to expand, becoming brighter, shinier, more and more empowered. And again on the in-breath, we allow the heart space to expand infinitesimally for as much as it feels right. And on the out-breath, allow our aura to expand. Again, no limits, infinitesimally expansion. Notice that we are in the consciousness of expansion. Breathing in, heart is expanding. Breathing out, the aura is expanding. We're expanding deeper and further into our being, into the cellular space. Allow the consciousness to simultaneously expand in all the cells of the body, recognizing the spaciousness and the divine order that governs the cells. We are giving them thanks for their service. Deeper, we are expanding into the molecular level. Feeling again the energies, the order, geometries, mathematics, divine consciousness. Guiding these building blocks of our material reality. Deeper, wider, we are expanding within the atomic level. recognizing that we are made of space. We are giving thanks to the atoms for their purpose and their service. We can hardly recognize formatting of the matter within this infinite space. And we go deeper into the subatomic levels, passing through the protons, neutrons, deeper, neutrinos, quarks, bosons, myons. It's like Alice in Wonderland here. Incredible, creative power of our creatrix, Mother God, Quan. And one breath in, and we find ourselves beyond any matter, beyond any particles, into the field of the source, the primary field of creation. Love and light, love and light, love and light. Allow yourself to rest within this field. Nothing here can disturb us. Nothing to interact with. Feel the presence of the highest unconditional love field. It's an ocean of love. It's supporting us in every way, and it's not restricting us in any way. And today, Mother Quan is giving an incredible gift to humanity, propelling us further and forward on our evolutionary path. Love and light, love and light, love and light. And within this field, we are connecting with the divine energies of creation, of Divine Mother Quan, the beings of love and light who love us unconditionally and who are assisting humanity on this path. The ones who live and create in full unity with the source. We are connecting with the angels, archangels, Elohim, Cherubim, Seraphim, angels 888. Make our bodies mellow, receptive, open, as the living circuits are being activated, co-created, awakened. Allowing full trust. We are connecting with the teachers, masters from the highest mental and spiritual realms and beyond, cosmic shamans, we are connecting with the star nations, beings of love and light of the higher civilizations. Eta Carina, Epsilon Eridani, Sirius, Arcturus, Venus, Hathor, Cassiopeia, Nebula, and more. We are connecting with our galactic center, Sagittarius 10, our galactic sun Alcyon, and galactic moon Aran Ma Nui. We are connecting with the 22 galaxies and their central suns, moons, and centers. Allow this configuration as they are bringing and sustaining the energy of the new Maitreya office through our Antarctica portals. We are deeply connected through the highest vibrations. We are connecting with the cosmic royal lions, cosmic royal dragons, representing the fullness of the masculine feminine energies in unity with their hearts, minds, and civilizational patterns. And we are connecting with the divine cosmic heart of our Mother, Source One. Allow yourself to be loved. Acknowledge her love for all of her creation. And find joy and exuberance in what her gifts are about. In these energies, we are asking, receiving, and accepting love and light, love and light, love and light. Purification, updates, expansion, receiving in fullness the codes arriving through the Comet Leonard and beyond and beyond. And we are connecting in fullness with the processes of transmutation, transfiguration, transgregation, transpositioning, coding, decoding, recoding, programming, reprogramming, love and light. And as always, we are placing a decree that all that we are working with, all that is happening, all that we are receiving, all that we are allowing is always for our highest good and the highest good of all. Ka raira, karai rama. Karaira, karai rama. Karaira, karai rama. So welcome everyone into this amazing space, which is not a place, it is the lace that we all create and co-create. It is incredibly joyful and powerful event that we are acknowledging and working with tonight, which looks like passing of very interesting interstellar object across the sun. And throughout the month of December and further in January, we will have much more of activity and power of what Comet Leonard is bringing. However, it is just an omen or the sign of the much higher vibrational aspects happening for us, for humanity, and for the planet. Divine is on the go, changing, restructuring, shifting, repositioning, healing, updating, bringing back into the truth, the consciousness that we have worked with, acknowledging that the old civilization of polarity, even it was chosen by us, is now closing, and we are opening into the new civilizational pattern of heaven on earth. So very briefly, what the energies of the moment are and what was given for us to understand is that we are really opening up from our closeness that meant separation, that meant limitation, into the fullness of the experience of oneness. Always through history, comets were seen as omens. Always they would bring some kind of a powerful change. And now we only have deeper understanding that they are the omen that becomes visible for people. And yet it represents much higher energies into the scope of invisible. And yet we can feel it so strongly. I believe everybody who is on the path noticed that November was incredibly potent month. We were going through big changes, whether it was consciously acknowledged or just simply couldn't put our finger on, but it was super powerful. That was the separation of the worlds. In a way, the world of the illusion and the world of truth were kind of separating. They can be seen. And then we can choose that we are now choosing the truth. And it's so easy to let go of the illusionary world in love, lovingly, not hating it, not being frustrated about it or jumping up and down. That never changed anything. Yet working with the Divine Mother's energies, we are into the big flux of the change. So what this Comet Leonard brought, as it became visible in the skies in early December, it started bringing that vibration of openness. So we can't have ability tonight to show you some visuals, but within the next few days, there is a video coming up that will show all of this that I'm just mentioning tonight, where the magnetic field of the planet, the one as we know it, has completely collapsed. So now the magnetic field is starting to look like a chalice or like a grail. So the mysteries of the proverbial Holy Grail is not some cup that can be found in some church somewhere. It is actually the configuration of the magnetic field that is able to receive the fullness of the universe. So our magnetic field has opened in a way that is now allowing the cosmic divine energies into the fullness. And the chalice is being filled up, not as we can through the mind see coming from outside, but from within. So through Antarctica for the planet, through our core for all of us, kind of individually, for the entire groups, and our consciousness, this is what Comet Leonard is bringing, is making a big flip. So we are coming into the energies of the big flip of consciousness. Because at the time when we have chosen to participate in the experiment, polarity Earth and polarity humanity on the Earth, we have allowed our consciousness to be narrowed, to be manipulated, all with our permission, to make us susceptible to the polarity life. Otherwise, if we have full consciousness, if we have fully open heart, we can't have polarity, reality consciousness and events. So as that was happening, our consciousness was literally like a flipped upside down. This is a very simplified way of explaining this, and we will get more information as we go. But in a way, from the truth, we will plunge into the illusion. And that was supported by the senses and whatnot. Anyhow, right now, we are going through the process of flipping back into the truth. And these are configurations. This is pre-planned, pre-organized by our Divine Mother, who is the main programmer. So she's programming us. Are we going to have this experience or do we want that experience? Now we are choosing the experience of the truth, love, oneness, and heaven on earth regaining in fullness again. So she is automatically giving us all that is needed. Throughout this year of 2022, we are doing the major surging forward. So if you recall, 2019, the codes came for purging, 2020 for merging with divine consciousness, 2021 emerging, so the amazing new consciousness started becoming visible. And look at our world, looks like everything started being really shaken, the illusionary aspect. And now 2022, surging forward. So for this big flip, universe is saying that between 3rd of January and 22nd of February, humanity is literally like those champagne bottles when they get shaken, like, and then 22nd comes and we explode when the champagne starts pouring. So brace ourselves, because these energies are super potent, super powerful, and everybody is given like a fast forwarded route to this purging, merging, emerging, and then moving into the surging. So it happens in everyone's life. It happens in planetary life or entire humanity. So all of us who are more aware and divinely connected, we are given the information that is needed, of course, to share and bring. We are bringing the vibrational reprogramming aspect, as we are all interconnected. So even small group receives it, even one person somewhere receives it, even the ways through the grids, because now we have repositioned the grids. The light is governing the grids of the planet. There is a new grid from Antarctica across. So we are on the proverbial horse, ready to surge forward. So let's allow tonight, with all the codes that we are receiving and all that has been happening across this time when the planet is actually flipping around the sun, to receive these codes that are going to make this process so much more comfortable, easier, potent, into the body, fully owning and interconnected with the earth energies as well. It was fantastic to see how beings are coming to help us. And I must say, for the 3rd of January, I wasn't sure where I need to be for receiving the big flip. Although I was working throughout December and further on, hopefully, with the energies of the comet. And there have been incredibly potent groups that just, gather here and there. So I'm acknowledging all of you and all of us for doing this job so far. And yet, where the 3rd of January is going to be. And all of a sudden, it happens to be, we are gathered on the west coast of New Zealand, on the North Island, which is the area of a powerful magnetic black sand, where the current that goes around New Zealand connects the white sands on the east and the black sands on the west. And we were given to work with the energies of the magnetic chalices, which is the lakes. So we are here at the dune lakes, which we've learned today have been absolute phenomena, being the freshwater lakes fed with the springs from underneath, crystal clear, amazing magnetic power water, which is just separated from the ocean. So these are the sand dunes, which is not very common to have lakes like this. So it's a very interesting configuration. So apart from that, we have received incredible assistance of the beings that we know as horses. And yet they are the incarnational pattern of the unicorns. And think about what horse represents. Power that takes you places, that you ride the horse, you are now in acceleration. So such a potent symbology and the energy that actually reflects on us immediately. We had amazing experiences with horses. In a moment, you will be able to hear from the amazing lady who works with these beautiful beings and who was facilitating all these processes for us, for the group and wider. But just to share for a moment my incredible personal experience with the horse, first time in my life, it was just love. I have no other word, just perfect, loving experience. All this amazingness that they are bringing, teaching us these new patterns of how to live together, how to co-create together, where humanity got a golden medal in the universe for doing the opposite, because that's how we programmed ourselves. And let's not be shy, let's give ourselves a big clap, because as a humanity, we became masters of limitation. We managed to make this unlimited universe to make it limited, lack, it was a very incredible experience, but we don't want it anymore. So we are completing our new ways of and life. So at this point, would love to invite Rosemary, our host here at the Dune Lake Lodge, to give us a bit of a deeper understanding. Yes, please, Rosemary, so we can be here. Thank you. If you just tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know why it's not the speaker being shown for some reason, but doesn't matter.
Might just actually stop the dinging.
Sure.
There we go.
And Rosemary, make it possible for us to have this technology working with us tonight, because it was not behaving.
It wasn't. Hi, kia ora, everyone.
Rosemary.
Beautiful to see you and everyone that's in the room. So, yes, what do I say? Where do I start? Brianna was saying that when she had her experience today, that she felt this amazing feeling of love. And I don't know how many of you have actually heard of the Heart Math Institute, but they've done a lot of research on what the effect that the horse's energy on their heart has on the human. So just being in the presence of horses emanates oxytocin in us. It stimulates the hormone oxytocin in us. So that's the love hormone. So that's what you were feeling today. That big surge of oxytocin, which is it's a beautiful feeling. So you only really have to be in the vicinity of horses to feel that. But a couple of things that I was showing people today was, yesterday, I'll talk about yesterday, was basically how to talk how to talk the same language as horses, which obviously doesn't involve speaking. And so it's about communicating with our energy. It's all about energy, and where your focus is, where your intention is, where your where you position your body is important. So it sort of becomes a little bit of a dance with the horse to invite it to sort of come and play with you. So what I was doing yesterday was showing the lovely ladies here how to connect with the horse with horse language, basically. So what happens is that we invite the horse to follow us, or walk around our space, or whatever it is, and what the horse's gift to us is about showing us how we can utilize our energy when we need to maybe get our energy up, and when we need to maybe drop it back down again. So it's about playing with our energy, and horses are so wonderful about mirroring back what we're doing, and they let us know whether we need more energy or whether we need less energy, or what we need to bring to any given situation, because they're in the here and now, they're in the moment, so they tell us immediately. So everything we do here is with the horses is an experiential yes, it's an experience on a cellular level. So it's really hard to describe what I do with horses, but it really needs to be experienced on a cellular level to actually get it. Yeah.
Let me say something here, because as say we're all light workers here. I know that universe reflects exactly what horses were showing us in this kind of physical reality, that what we send out, that what comes back, it's reflected to us. And it's sometimes not easy to see that, but the interaction, how we positioned it for us, Rosemary, was so powerful. And I felt as we are receiving the codes from the Comet, so it was happening yesterday, today, across all of these days, the codes come in, I feel that in the body, and immediately the group and what you're doing with the group, like a reflex that makes it visible, and that becomes part of the human consciousness. Whether we are here sitting as a one group and looks like other people are over there, it doesn't work like that. It's all immediately transmitted. And the horse energy, and it was my first interaction. Rosemary is like a seasoned horse lover, energy exchanger, shall we say that? But even this was so powerful that showed us that we are so much love as a humanity. We are experiencing the love of these beings, bringing us the codes, assisting us with the code, showing us that there is a higher ways of life, be the herd, be together. How we were learning today, when we are in the head and we speak and try to interact with the horses, it's not working that well. But when we drop in the body and we interact with them, all of a sudden, everything flows. So a little bit about Rosemary in the session of spiritual power.
Yeah, so horses are very grounded. They have obviously 4 feet on the ground, but they also have this I think that's what I love about them. They're very grounded, but they're also very spiritual as well. And so one of the things I was showing people today was the importance of what horses can teach us about how we as humanity can, if we acted more like a herd of horses, there would be peace and love in the world. And so I did this exercise where I gave the group an activity, but I didn't give them any direction. So they had to sort of work out how to do it. And it was about, so the brief was, I asked them to work as a herd of horses, like a human herd. And the first time they did it, it was very much it sort of drifted into how we act as humans. There was a little bit of frustration happening, a little bit of not being heard and all this sort of thing. So we sort of unpack that, and then the next time we did it, it just really flowed, and it really flowed, and people really got how that there isn't really one leader. We can all be leaders in our own life, and that's what happens with horses, is that if you imagine if horses acted like humans, that if they fought and disagreed with each other all the time, that they would be like into fighting. They wouldn't notice when the predators come, so they would be extinct by now. So it's that they're such a valuable gift in teaching us about us and how we are with ourselves and how we are with each other.
Absolutely. How I have understood it, again through the divine guidance for what is happening with the comet. So these codes are released for humanity. The comet consists of ice. So when she passes across the sun, she interacts with the corona of the sun. That means something new enters the vibrational frequency of what is already living in the certain way. When the new is introduced, you can either panic, try to stop it, not liking it, or whatever, trying to protect the old. But if you go into the flow, and then immediately, it was just shown, we experienced that today at the lake, these codes immediately come through the sun corona for us, for this part of the universe, and we are simply coded. Just sitting there in that water, the magnetic waters of the lake, and experiencing the light codes reflected of the surface. There are more stories to be told about this, but all in a due time. These codes are permeating us. In that moment, we, just as the horses, decide, are we going to continue living in harmony, integrate this new in a harmonious way, or are we going to create a havoc? And it was such a powerful experience to see how nature, the higher intelligence, through these amazing beings, creates that harmony. And what fascinates me as well is how many millennia, you have mentioned that, Rosemary, the horses have been in a way abused by humanity, but they had a contract. They stayed here as they are high frequency unicorns to become these beautiful animals and support humanity in our evolution. Where would have humanity be without horses? Far, far, far behind. So they supported us even against their own nature. They played our game. And it's now time we have grown that they are releasing and assisting us with this call. Do you see it like that, Rosemary?
Yeah, that's very much like it is. Yeah. And just to let you know, that we don't ride horses here. So I think horses should be kept as free as they can be when they're kept in domestic activities. So they're not in a what's going on? No. So yeah, so they're not ridden, and a lot of people can't quite understand how come I've got 12 horses and none of them get ridden. But I think the people that are here today can actually start to understand why I don't ride them. It's only about 2 years since I stopped riding them, but it didn't matter. So for 20 years, the previous 20 years, I was riding horses without a bit. That's the metal thing that goes in their mouth, because that's really damaging, and also without shoes on their feet, because they're very damaging. So I was riding them just in a halter, and then right towards the end I was just riding them with a neck ring around their neck with nothing on their heads. Even so, it still felt there was an element of domination and control in that. So I decided that I was going to stop riding. So I think horses have been dominated and controlled for far too long. And so what we do is we invite horses to sort of play with us, and they're so generous in showing us how we can play with our energy with them. So yes.
Fantastic.
Just to let you know that that's sort of what we do here.
and how that fits with this amazing spiritual experience that we are having. So thank you, Rosemary, for that.
You're welcome.
Because you made it possible in the physical sense. Universe just brought the group, boom, right here.
Yeah.
I know when our friend Miriana mentioned, would you like to come to the lake and the horse farm and whatnot? Just felt, whoa, I must be there. That's it. It was divine calling. And then the group blended, and we are here, smaller group, but the entire group over this weekend was actually is larger, and they are little children. You should see how they interact with everything fearlessly.
2-year-old.
2-year-old, just like a jumping around the horses, guiding them one way, the other way, just like completely natural. So humanity and horses are interacting in a very different way, showing us a pathway, what's ahead, and how all of the divine creation is created to be harmonious and win-win-win, and to give joy to everyone who interacts. So I felt at this point some deep forgiveness was happening. I had some deep tears at some point in the pen with the horses, like forgiveness between us, humans and horses, and humans and nature, and everything, because that's what the program was. We are living that without feeling guilty. We're feeling relieved and free. So time to restart our new civilization with more of the powerful codes. So if everybody is ready and prepared, we are going to convey the light language.
Okay, I shall leave it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosemary.
You're welcome.
Blessings. Thank you for your energy, for your dedication, and the way you work into this spiritual enlightenment time. Welcome, blissfully. So we are going to receive 8 sets of codes for various aspects of our journey. Lots of people have been feeling these energies not very comfortably in the body, so we'll make more space. In a way, just think space. The comet travels across the universe. It's in spaciousness, and she brings the new seedling. Even if you look at the comet, it was interesting, on the sky above during a work at the lakes today, there were clouds that looked like a comet with a big tail. And it almost looks like a spermatozoid cell, like something that brings the new seed, the seedling of the new consciousness. So it was powerful to receive it. And when we allow and open ourselves to the work of the Divine Mother, she is the intelligence that knows everything we need. Many people still need to nivellate through their emotional body. Some people have a little bit of a trouble, so to speak, with the electromagnetic new breeds throughout the body as well. The posture needs to change. The cellular power needs to change. Lots of people get themselves into injuries, symptoms that come from out of a blue and whatnot, because we are restructuring. It's about deep restructuring. And today, as the comet flips around the sun, she goes out and she never returns. So that completely opens. We knew of the comet being repetitive, coming around in the cyclical or ecliptical ways. But the times of repetition are over. We are stepping into the next level. We are moving truly with the consciousness, with all that we are, into the next stage. And that is what this comet brings. And again, don't forget the champagne. You all know the the spark. Maybe it's not a coincidence. It is called champagne. We are going to get more bubbly. We are going to get more activated. Would you imagine how that champagne feels in the bottle when it's shaken? It's, oh my God, what do I do? Ooh, pressure, where do I go? And then all of a sudden opens. I very much loved that explanation. So if we are to feel as a champagne, let's do this in style, perfectly aligned and feeling good and wonderful. So let's receive the codes, relax our bodies. Connecting the consciousness with the comet, recognize that she traveled across the universe, interconnecting so many galaxies, to visit us at this time. Her trajectory was such that she was literally aiming for the sun and then makes the hyperbolic exit. On the 12th of December, 12th of the 12th, she was closest to the planet Earth. And the planet received her deep preparation. 22 days later, on the 3rd of January, she's closest to the sun and she's flipping across. There were only 2 other interstellar objects that did this from 2012 onwards, Oumuamua and the Comet Borisov. And this is the 3rd one. The effect of these changes, of this opening, is tremendous on every aspect of cycle in our body. As we were used to the repetitive cycles, and now we are getting used to the cycles that move in a spiraling way, always upwards. Next repetition is the higher frequency than the previous repetition. Humanity has forgotten to live in this way. Let's remind ourselves that we are leaving behind absolutely everything we knew, or it was useful, or we were attached to, or we believed we know, as it only was useful to bring us to this point. The big flip means exactly that. Absolutely everything is turned upside down and we wake up into the truth. During the coding, I will invite you to do this configuration with the fingers. First, positioning the thumbs on top of each other. Those of you who are part of Source Force, you have already received this with the process Taurus Ouroboros. So we are working with the energies of Taurus and Ouroboros. And now you are going to move your fingers very gently for the thumbs and the index finger to touch. And we are going to have the link like that. It's all clear like that, very simple. From this, we just move and touch, and that's the link. So we are into the Taurus field configuration. So allow that configuration to stay with you during the light language coding. As you feel, you may move the Taurus over your head, top of the head, forehead, throat, heart, just feel guided. We are not going to guide it specifically. You are guided from the inside. Breathing deeply, connectedly between transmissions. Again, breathing deeply and connectedly between transmissions. Kushtamariri, kurara, hararim, marurum, marurum, breathing deeply and connectedly. Una cosa nina hurara ri oma hunana quare terere ha era coremmere darandoro aranda yorora ro mare ro no da che tasi era corredora hata tashika takata quina ri kota marari ri urma ro kota ri romara kota kata shi ra da tesia sta kan tra quire kutare utare da esta manera, ora, marandare, ora tutto kattakai, ye. So shatariaro marura kodatana zo tarika ora matare katore entarati era ora mandare ora dre jokatani ni si kotachi kotarire maru breathing deeply and connectedly. One more transmission is coming. Koshta jo samazira karatiera kana batare kotira kotoro bara jidari kotoro takatasia. Koshta marigide kotorira batare ojata ni katani ni orora ojata. Ushamata kotakorati kotate. breathing deeply and connectedly. We'll allow a few moments of integration. You're most welcome to repeat within the mind the Taurus Ouroboros vibration. Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros, Taurus Ouroboros. And remembering that today is also the new moon, the energies of the new moon are becoming so much more potent. Where the full moon used to be in the previous incarnational pattern as the focus of the cycle of the moon, each new moon brings us into the next level of vibration. It's going to be continual expansion from now on. We're going to complete the process with giving deepest thanks and aligning our minds at this new beginning for humanity, the new era. From 22nd February, the new magnetic cycle starts. Not just for this year, but for the new era. Let us perhaps complete this work by asking the Divine Mother, Creator, to welcome in every area of our lives, individual, as a groups, planetary. In this open chalice, we're inviting and welcoming the cosmic divine Mother Source in every area of our lives. And feel her energy in the next several minutes. Just feel her energy. Mother God is invited in every area of our lives. She's welcomed in every area. We are yet the embodiment. Our body is the temple of the divine Mother God Source. Thank you. We are giving thanks to the Divine Mother God Source, giving thanks to all of the beings of love and light who gather so abundantly to assist us, connecting with the divine energies of the unicorns and the horses. We are giving thanks to ourselves for showing up, turning up through these processes. And we are truly claiming and proclaiming our new civilization, the new humanity on the new earth. So be it.
So it is.
So. I believe everybody felt that nicely and powerfully. We are saying goodbye to our beautiful Zoomers. Thank you so much for being here in such an amazing numbers. Loving you all until the next one. Everyone who is doing already the Taurus Ouroboros, please continue in the same fashion, extremely potent in these days between the 3rd and the 22nd February. Anyone who is not yet connected with us through Source Force, maybe consider to having a look and joining so we can all continue with all this magic further. So welcome and thank you, Comet Leonard, and as Divine Mother is calling her Mashayah.
That's on the right.
Mashayah or Messiah.
Yeah, that's one.
Blessings.
Right.
Lots and lots and lots of love. Thank you for these lovely messages. Oh, very quick hello from our group here. Hello to the Zoomers. Other people who were assisting us already sleeping with young children. Oh, I'm showing that corner. Blessings, lots of love.